Welcome to the Sportsman's Voice podcast, your inside connection to outdoor legislation. From the Beltway to policy happening your way, we're covering it all. I'm your host, Fred Bird. Join us as we explore public land access, wildlife and fisheries management, Second Amendment rights, the triumphs that shape our nation, the sports we all love, and the stories that fuel our passion for the great outdoors. This is the Sportsman's Voice podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another feature episode of the Sportsman's Voice podcast. Great to have you in. Fun one coming up here, guys. We will go back in time a little bit to to last month for our wine, wheels, and wildlife coverage. Super fun event down there. Our chairman, Richard Childress, hosting us for the 20th annual event. Gonna get into some of the genesis of the event. We'll kick it off with our president and CEO, Jeff Crane. And then we're gonna have quite a list of notables in our space within our organization as well. You're gonna hear from the likes of Johnny Morris stops by, incoming chairman of the CSF board, Ken Eubanks, the one and only KVD steps up to the mic. Rob Keck joins us. Johnny Jones from Fox News contributor there. And we'll end it and bring it home with the one and only Eva Shockey before we sounded the dinner engine and got to the evening's events. But I hope you enjoy this. Some lighthearted fare here, little sounds and potentially some sites here. Do check out the socials for that in the future here. Enjoy. Teeing it up. Let's go to North Carolina. Enjoy. All right, we are at the 20th, year 20 wine, wheels, and wildlife here in beautiful Lexington, North Carolina at the Childress Vineyards. I'm joined now by our president and CEO, Jeff Crane. Welcome.
Thank you.
Beautiful day.
We dialed it up again. 20 years. Hard to imagine. We started in a little teeny room behind me in the winery there with maybe 80 people, and now we're going to hit capacity in this tent to my right. Full sold out program. Got a great auction, great lineup of speakers. It's going to be a great night. And like I said, weather's dialed up.
And last year, it was nice weather for anybody that likes to go to the beach. This year, a little bit more dry, and we'll take that. But no, it's fantastic. The scenery is wonderful. Great slate of guests. The auction items you referenced, it's going to do a whole lot of good for mission delivery and what we're able to do and create capacity for CSF, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. And, we can't thank Richard Childress, our CSF board chairman, enough for what he does year in and year out for the organization. I mean, he changed the course of our history by starting this 20 years ago, and it's grown into our biggest fundraiser for the year for CSF. So we're just lucky to have partners like Richard, our great host committee that helped us set this up, all our donors and sponsors for the auction items. So it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, and so the audience knows as well. I think we can say this: where there's going to be some special fundraising, recognizing, and understanding that this many months in advance the planning goes into this, and obviously we can't control acts of God and what happened out here in the state of North Carolina and our friends and family up and down Appalachia. We're going to do a special fundraising, recognizing that, and be able to help our partners, our friends throughout the region.
Yeah, it feels juxtaposed a couple of 100 miles from here. People have lost everything, including people who lost their lives. So to help the relief efforts in Western North Carolina, we're doing a pledge drive. 50% of the proceeds that we raise out of that are going directly to the aid relief efforts in Western North Carolina. So we feel good about the fact that we're trying to give something back while we're here celebrating our outdoor traditions and the work that CSF does.
It's huge, and plenty of sportsmen and women were directly affected.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's a great thing. You like to look forward to the future, but I think we'll just enjoy this one for now. Celebrate.
How about celebrating 20 and our partnership with Wine Wheels and Wildlife, with NASCAR, and all of our outdoor brothers and sisters, and we're gonna have a great night. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, for sure. And this year, I mean, this episode will be a couple days removed, I hope, from the election. But obviously, we have got our big I fish, I hunt, I vote campaign going on. We've got some great stuff around that, and really messaging that out and activating our sportsmen and women to get out there. And as we've acknowledged this whole year building up to this, only 20% go out and do that.
Yeah, and even if you believe the numbers are higher, do your it's your responsibility, it's your right as a citizen. Go and vote. And vote your sport where appropriate, because the people you send to Washington, the people you send to the state houses, those are the people we work with. And we have sportsman friendly legislators that can join our caucuses and help us engage, and we don't have to do as much education. That's a win for all of us. So yeah, turn out. It's important to have your vote heard.
Mr. Jeff Crane, thank you for your time. Have a great evening and looking forward to it. And thanks for all you do for us.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. All right, folks. We're joined right now by Representative Jay Adams, North Carolina State Legislator, caucus co-chair here in the state. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank
You were just having an off-air conversation about the presumed what you guys were talking about, the impact of the weather, the the disaster just west of us here, and what that's going to have for North Carolinians, sportsmen and women, and what that's going to look like this fall.
It's, right now we're in the assessment stage where we're really kind of contemplating what the impact's going to be on our fisheries. We lost the hatchery. It wasn't completed at this point, but it's gone. The trout streams have been pretty well flushed. Some have been contaminated. I mean, we've got an environmental issue. We've got, where are you going to stay if you're coming in from out of state to, to enjoy any of the resources? Where are you going to stay? We don't know what it's going to be like, what the impact's going to be on the deer harvest. If you're used to hunting in various places in Western North Carolina, I don't know if you're going to be able to get into those places either by roads or after you get there. What are the trails going to be like? What are the places where you're used to hunting going to be like, or fishing as well? So it's right now we're speculating. I think they're actively right now trying to assess the situation. I will tell you that the helicopter operation was mostly out of Hickory. That's where I represent the 96th district. And what the helicopter pilots told me was a lot of dead animals, a lot of wildlife has been destroyed. So, and again, it's going to be a disaster area for for fully this hunting season. So, a lot of things to contemplate.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, amongst the obvious, right? But I think standing to your left, your right, my left, I don't know, doesn't matter. John Colclaser is joining us as well, and we were both remarking before you came over about that very thing, the effects. Obviously, people see what they see on the news, and that's every bit of what we're talking about. But
Right.
all the underlying issues that are gonna flesh out from all this, and weeks, months, years to come, that's just um, man, you don't think about the fishing guides, right away, that their whole livelihoods have been wiped out in those areas and how they operate, and just the watersheds and the waterways that sustain so much ecotourism.
Sure.
It's incredible
Well,
loss.
speaking of tourism, if you're going to Asheville from Tennessee, how are you going to go?
Yeah, right.
I-40's closed. I-26 is going to be closed. So these are going to have a huge impact. And I don't know what the number is on trout fishing in Western North Carolina, but it's over $1 billion impact, and it could be. And that, I mean, it all works together. It's we we did an emergency appropriation today. We're going to come back in 2 weeks. We'll come back next month. So this is going to be an ongoing process of assessment and appropriation. Uh, there has to be accounting. There has to be accountability, but we're on it.
Yeah.
It's just that from a wildlife standpoint, it's it's I'm really concerned about what the impact's going to be, because our sportsmen. This is the hunting season, to me, is a big part of the year.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
what I look forward to. It's what I contemplate. It's like that period of time where I'm going to enjoy the outdoors, camping, all of that. And now, for me, I won't be as impacted because I hunt locally to the Hickory area. But my friends who hunt in the mountains and Wilkes County, I mean, some big leases are up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the impact's going to be for them.
Yeah.
And then we got I don't know. I don't know what impact this has on our elk herd.
Go create some habitat for 'em.
Oh, well, elk are not used to floods. Think about it. So, there's that. A lot of issues we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
So,
Besides current events, what's been going on in the state? What are you guys got looking forward to in the next session? Any priority items for you?
well, the next session, if you're talking about long session next year, first thing we got to get through an election.
Sure, sure.
And I'm running for reelection, and I've not been able to put together really a campaign. I'm in a fairly safe district, but still, people have made donations to my campaign, and I feel responsible to run a campaign. But next week, I'm going to be finally putting out some signs, and it's we got to get through that. And this impact on Western North Carolina with regard to the vote, we've passed some measures that will open up, make it easier for people to vote, but it's going to have an impact on the voter turnout.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we only hope and this program will air a couple days after November 5th, but hopefully by the time that people are hearing that, they found a way to get out there. Everyone participated. We've got the I fish, I hunt, I bow campaign going on here. So yeah, hopefully there's things to report here in a couple of weeks and then going into the new year. But yeah, I think we're all looking to get past November 5th and get back to work.
And then get to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, we'll be in Baton Rouge for our NASA.
And I think we
Good
will
plug.
Yeah, I think we will be doing a major assessment of the impact on wildlife in Florida and
Yeah.
who knows where else.
Yep.
So,
Hopefully nowhere else. I think we've got enough on our hands at this point,
I
but we
think we're
don't really
peak
have.
season right now. And this one, the one that's hitting Florida as we speak.
Yeah.
I mean, this one came out of virtually nowhere.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Anyway, pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Representative Adams. Appreciate your time and thanks for being here. And thanks for all you do for the folks of North Carolina.
Absolutely.
All right.
My pleasure.
All right. We are joined now by the one and only, the legendary Mr. Johnny Morris. Sir, it's good to see you again. I feel blessed to be able to connect with you so much.
It's great to see you. What a beautiful evening here in Charlotte.
It's
It's
fantastic.
place. Let's
Dialed up the best weather we could have, I think. Nice and dry. Just wanted to say hi, get your comments on the evening. We got a great evening planned and we're glad to have you.
Oh man, my comments are it's overwhelming, isn't it, to see Richard, Judy, their whole family, the team, everybody that's worked so hard, and they've been doing this for years now. Have this great celebration for conservation. It's emotional, happy time to be here.
It's awesome. You see your boats all around. I got a great backdrop. The audience can't see it, but a beautiful Bass Pro NASCAR behind me. So again, plenty of people want to say hello to you. So I just want to say thanks for being here.
Thank you. I walk up here and I see this little sticker on your computer,
Yes,
and
sir.
it says, "I fish, I hunt, I vote," and how important that is. That reminded me here, and so a shout out to everybody, because we hear from time to time a lot of people that love to hunt and fish. They're not maybe being as aggressive to get out and to vote, and every single vote matters because they count up, and we got this Congressional Sportsman Foundation, what you guys do to unite the voice of people that love the outdoors for conservation, hunters and anglers' rights, and being connected, very bipartisan, both sides of the aisle, just to make a difference. You make all of our voices heard loudly and respectfully. We're very grateful to you. And to Jeff Crane, Richard Childress, the whole board. I was just reading about each board member volunteers their time on the way down here. So thank you guys very much.
Yes, sir. And thank you for all you do. We appreciate you. Have a great night.
Thank you, buddy.
I just tip back.
Oh, if you're videoing, let me put my drink down. No, I'm talking about him. I didn't know if he was videoing. Put my beer,
Oh, you're fine. It's a celebration. Speaking of celebrations, we're joined now by Ken Eubanks. incoming chairman of the board at Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation. And great to meet you. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. We got beautiful weather.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
How are things? Are you ready for the new role in the new year?
I think so. Following in Mr. Childress' footsteps will be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
No,
I really.
definitely. Right away, what are some of the goals you have out the gate?
No, I'd say some of the top priorities will be a little bit of diversify. Try to help the angling community understand what CSF stands for, what we do. Um, I've been in the angling business now for about 15 years, and I can say, up until about 5 years ago, I wasn't that familiar with CSF, and having spent the last 5 years with the committee and with the boards, there's a lot that the angling community can benefit from CSF. So
Yeah.
I hope to be able to kind of pave that way for the angling community to get involved.
A lot of federal pieces ongoing right now that we've highlighted on this particular program, Shark Act, uh, right whale issues. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on for recreational fishermen offshore. And then, I mean, shoot, we were just talking about with some guests earlier, the devastation just to our west is so huge, but you don't think about the subsets and the cold water guides that are affected by this and all the different things. So you're absolutely right. What we and what you and now at the helm after the new year can offer the angling community, and it's just fantastic to just have that limelight and the ability to have you as a communicator do that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can, um, be a voice for our community. We have 50 million anglers across the nation, and so hopefully I can be a voice for them and help them understand what CSF is doing and the advocacy and the policies that we're trying to impact on their behalf.
It's a huge population. It's a great interest, and quite frankly, as hunters, a lot of us here, we like to talk about R3 and getting kids out into the outdoors. But I wasn't putting a shotgun in my hand when I was 3 years old. I had a Zebco push button rod, and I've been fishing a heck of a lot longer than I've been, chasing turkeys and whitetails. So all that to say, it's a far easier entry to the outdoors, and working simpatico like that and having more of our angling community on board with what we're doing, we can support. That's a huge deal.
That's right. That's right. And most people, most of outdoorsmen and most outdoors women are the same way. We kind of started in the angling world. We started out fishing, and then we make our way from there, whether we continue the angling or we end up in hunting or what have you. It's less provocative. There's a lot of access, but we need to protect that access. We need to protect our rights. We need to, be advocates for conservation. So I think it's a great opportunity for us.
100%. Well, looking forward to working
Thank
with you
you.
and your leadership. And here's to a great night and a good new year.
Thank you so much. I
All right,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you. You tell me what to do. All right. The celebration continues at the 20th annual Wine, Wheels, and Wildlife celebration here at the Childress Vineyards. We're joined by the legendary one and only Rob Keck. Rob, it's great to see you. How are you?
Fred, great to be here. Right now, our minds have been on Florida with Milton crashing onto the shores as we speak.
Indeed.
And the tragedy, the devastation of Western North Carolina. But I can tell you, South Carolina got it too.
Yeah.
And a lot of damage to our timber, homes, loss of homes. So my heart goes out to every one of them. But then putting that aside, it's hunting season.
Indeed.
And, there's a lot of challenges out there with us today. We've got a vote coming up here very, very soon, a consequential vote that will impact the future of hunting, our Second Amendment rights. And it is so critical that if you're not registered to vote, I'm urging everybody to get out there and then vote. We are not a reliable voting bloc. And it just pains me to think that we got people standing on the sidelines that could make a difference. And here at this event, it highlights that real need, what our wildlife departments need. And, this is my 20th. I've been to all 20 of these. Richard Childress, a great human being, chairman, and what he's put together here to celebrate and to help raise funds for this great organization, the Congressional Sportsman Foundation.
Indeed. He's a great leader. Obviously, new chairman of the board coming in after the new year, but we know his support's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of support, you of all your support, but you have a special hunt up for auction. The people hearing this won't get in on it, but the folks here do. Gould's hunt with Rob Keck?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be with El Halcon Outfitters, my good friend Manuel Enriquez.
Yes.
I've turkey hunted with him for 30 years down in Chihuahua, Mexico for Gould's turkeys, and then hunted oscillated turkeys over in the Yucatan. This hunt, it's for Gould's in Chihuahua. And I can tell you, everybody that I've ever taken down there, have sent down there over the years, have come back with nothing but great stories. Almost, I don't want to say 100%, but 100% opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Heard that. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, obviously, your support is priceless, and we thank you for this opportunity. And folks here are going to have a great chance at having a heck of a time south of the border.
Well, absolutely. And, what beautiful weather. I know a week ago we were a little bit concerned because Milton was down there churning around as a tropical storm in the Gulf. And if it hadn't been for this cold front that's moving in from the west, we could be looking at hurricane conditions right here. So the Lord has blessed us with a beautiful evening and a great chance to really put it over the top with CSF.
Indeed. Sir, thank you so much for your time. Plenty of people wanting to shake your hand. I'll let you get back and have a great night.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Continuing on the celebration here at Childress Vineyards, we're joined now by Fox News personality, all-around good guy, Johnny Joey Jones. Good to have you here, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. This is such a fun event. This is my second time at this event. I came a few years ago, and anything Richard is doing here is amazing.
It is amazing. The stuff he does for conservation at large, but specifically for CSF, is just pretty remarkable. And, we're glad to have him at the helm. We're going to miss his leadership as chairman of the board in the new year, but he ain't going anywhere. We know that. You're going to be here tonight saying a few remarks. Glad to have you. What's on the agenda for you?
Yeah, I think it's hard to raise money anytime. It's especially hard to raise money for a cause that touches politics during an election season. So to have this many people here is kind of a big deal. That means they're passionate and actually believe in it. It's just not their way of contributing. So we'll probably touch on that a little bit. Well, what makes them passionate, connect it to what I consider to be patriotism, because I think the cause is patriotic. God gave us this amazing piece of land if we'll tame it and keep it. And this is a big part of doing it.
Absolutely. No, great words. No truer words. We got a slog ahead of us. Obviously, November 5th has a lot of implications, but for our sporting community, we're up against it. Poor Florida getting railed right now, and there's an opportunity to put hunting and fishing on that state constitution through their ballot initiative number 2, and that's a big deal. They've become the 24th state in the union to have right to hunt and fish in their constitution. That's huge, and a lot of the effort tonight that'll probably be highlighted here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What's happening in Florida, as far as you've got a governor there that seems incredibly friendly to what maybe a few years ago was billed as hard right or right-wing policies. But as populism grows, those policies make it closer to the center. The problem we have with hunting and fishing is a lot of the people that support the idea of it don't partake in it. And that's the divide we have to bridge. There are a lot of people, I can go to New York and work with Fox News. There are people that support the Second Amendment, but they've never owned a gun. And I'm not saying every one of them needs to go out and buy a gun, but they all need to understand what that actually means. Hunting and fishing is a little bit easier to get the masses involved in. You can do it in all 50 states, but are those states going to protect it?
Right.
And if Florida will do it, from that, maybe that leads into education in high school, education, when we have a chance to educate, that goes a long way too. And so putting in the Constitution is a big step, but I think making it a part of culture or supporting the culture that it is really important.
Agree. Well, look, I know you're busy. A lot of people want to get to talk to you, shake your hand. Thanks for a couple minutes, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the stage. All right, sir. Thanks. All right, we're here now with the one and only legendary Bass Hall of Famer. That's it. Yeah. Just he was like, what are you saying? He joins us. How's retiring?
Man, it's been good. So I stopped fishing tournaments, but I started a television show. So and I'm still working real hard, to promote the sport that I love. And great night here at the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation here at the Richard Childress Wineries. Beautiful night, beautiful place. Lot on the line. A month from now, big election coming up. So whatever it's right there. I fish, I hunt, I vote. So a big part of it.
We appreciate your support in that campaign and being the voice for that. It's surprising that so few of us in this community, hunting, angling, recreational shooting, actually go to the polls. It's
baffling. For we're in the woods or on the water in a lot of places, so more important than ever to make sure. I mean, it's real easy. All you got to do is get an absentee ballot now, so you're not going to miss a day in the woods or in the water that way. Exactly. But it's really important to get out and make your voice heard.
Agreed. Your support there is fantastic. And then on our auction block tonight, folks listening won't get a chance to, the folks here will. Someone's going to get a chance to come fish with you.
Pretty special trip. I grew up in Michigan. I love to smallmouth fast fish. It's my favorite thing. So we've got a great trip in northern Michigan. To me, the most beautiful place on the planet for the best smallmouth fishing in the world. A good friend of mine and the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation, Tom Archer bought that trip last year. We had an amazing time. He brought a good friend of his, Lou Lastra, who's one of the most decorated Navy SEALs in the history of the SEAL program. And we just had an unbelievable day on the water, caught a ton of fish, just a great time. So if you're anybody around here, it's a pretty special trip, or I think it is.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I think the people here will agree. So yeah, pretty fun to watch how that goes. Whitetail hunter as well. You getting in the woods?
Yeah, I love deer and turkey are probably my two favorite passions. Again, growing up in Michigan, we put a lot of time and effort into it on our own property, managing, for really all wildlife. And I like to duck hunt and stuff too, but, trophy whitetails bow hunting is kind of my favorite thing. And unfortunately this year we've been hit really hard with EHD. So it's been a real challenge there, but it's eye-opening. It just goes to show you how important it is to be a good steward of the land, to be a conservationist. And, hopefully we can bounce back from this pretty quickly and go from there. But I'm just looking forward to having a great night here with a lot of great friends and raising money so that people can enjoy hunting and fishing, great hunting and fishing for many generations to come. So this organization works at the grassroots ground floor in Washington and at the state level to really advocate for all of us, for everybody who loves the outdoors at that level, where a lot of these lawmakers, a lot of these decisions are being made that a lot of people don't even hear about, right? So there are eyes and the ears all around the country, and I've lived it firsthand. I had a project come up where they were going to try to put a huge solar farm right in my backyard on some of the best watershed to a couple of major trout rivers and streams. And CSF helped me in that to bring awareness to that, to be able to, hopefully get this put to a stop. And that's important. I'm not against solar, but man, we just got to be responsible stewards of all these decisions. So if you don't have good habitat, you're not going to have good hunting and fishing. And that's where we all have to be watchdogs.
Absolutely. Well put. And I appreciate you pointing out the state level, because so many people, it's easy to turn on the major news network and keep up what's going on the Hill, but so much that affects all of us in our backyards is happening in your state cabinets. Couldn't thank you enough for saying that. KVD, thanks so much. Appreciate your time, and thank you for all you do for us.
You bet, man. Everybody out there, check out the live auction. There's a lot of great items on there, and I've got some bids in on there, but at the end of the day, we're going to raise some money. We're going to have a great night, and at the end of the day, we're going to have better hunting and fishing because of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for what you do. Okay. All right, folks, the dinner bell has sounded. Well, technically a NASCAR revved this engine, so we got to go eat. So we're going to close out our coverage here with Eva Shockey Brent. Her husband, Tim, is to her right, my left. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support. Some great promos went out here, and you were a part of that support. The I fish, I hunt, I vote. Thanks for being here.
This is great. This is like our 8th year being, we love, and it's getting bigger and better every single year. This is so fun.
It's a lot of fun. So, obviously last year you got your citizenship. Congratulations. And as you said in the promo that went out, you get to vote.
I'm so excited. I honestly don't even really know what I have to do, but I'm going to go in there, and I cannot wait we're going to bring our kids and show them all about it. And I just can't wait to be like a full American and just use my voice.
I think it's pretty profound to hear someone say that, right? That got their citizenship, wanted proactively to be an American citizen, have that right and that privilege to go vote and act on it. And it's troubling that our community alone, there's not a lot of people getting off the couch to go do it.
it took us 12 years to get our citizenship. So for us to be able to vote and be like, say we're American, it's really a huge deal. Like I just got goosebumps because it really is such a huge deal. And we're so proud to be American and we're so proud to be part of it and being able to, all of us get to use our voices and potentially make like a really big difference, a big change. Uh, yeah, it's really cool. And it's now I want to find people that aren't voting and bring them with us because I want everyone that I know to come and vote as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Quick question about you, the brand, everything. The transition from being with dad full time on TV hunting to now being more of in an influential space with that coveted 80% our community is always talking about engaging with. How has that been received with the whole evil line and the lifestyle brand? Have people come to it and asked you questions, and have you been able to change some hearts and minds?
I think it's been really fun because I don't think when people look at me stereotypically, I'm like the most traditional hunter and outdoors woman. But I like that about it because I get to go talk to people that maybe would judge someone that's in full camo. But when I walk up like this,
Completely disarmed.
and then I get to actually talk about hunting and conservation and about voting and whatever else it is. And I think people have a bit more of open minds to it. And so I've met a lot of people that I don't think someone like my dad necessarily would be able to meet and speak to and get on their level. And so it's just been really fun. And it's nice because I get to do what I love and still be in this outdoor industry and outdoor community with all the people.
Well, it's awesome. It's awesome to seen it over the years and where you're at and what you and your husband are doing. And we just thank you for your support. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. This is amazing. We're so proud to be here.
All right, folks. That's the show. I hope you enjoyed that. Some again, like I said in the intro, lighthearted fare here. Some folks that help us tremendously, and just nice to do a little behind the scenes stuff like that. I mean, obviously, this was recorded pre-election, but some of the messaging here from our guest remains. Um, we are clear of that election, and anyway, you could take some of that message going forward as we take a break from all of that, of course. And that's why this is a great episode to come back to post November 5th, 2024. I will remind you if you hadn't tuned in to this week's Sportsman's Voice roundup that dropped yesterday. That is our election coverage. Do go back and check that out. We're highlighting great victories in Florida and Colorado, and kind of looking forward to our new members coming in, some of the folks departing, and just our thoughts in general on the state legislative sportsmen's caucuses and the work we got ahead of us there. But that's it. We are charging through November. We are very close to our NASC summit, and looking forward to that. Rut, if you're a whitetail hunter, I think here in the north, we are, I'm not going to say peak, but we are definitely in it, one phase of it or another. And it's a good time to be in the woods. Moving forward, guys, we got another fun episode, pre-Thanksgiving episode. We're going to be highlighting wild turkey and what can be put on the plate if you need that last minute idea a week out from the big feast that'll drop on the 21st. And then we're bringing you our NASC summit recap, and then we got a fun pre-Christmas episode, gifts for the sportsmen in your life, last minute ideas that you may want to check out for the stocking or get under the tree. So those episodes forthcoming to round out 2024. And we thank you as always for being with us and downloading, subscribing, sharing these episodes, sharing clips of the episode that are running on our social outlets. I will ask again if you guys do subscribe. I know some of the platforms allow you to do that. It does help this program get discovered. It does move us up in some sort of algorithmic formula, but nevertheless, if you are being proactive with our program, it's free. Um, please do so. It helps get this this message out, this resource out. And we thank you for your support. That's it. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend in the woods, fields, on the water, whatever you're doing. Be safe. Get home in a safe manner. And we will see you next week for the standard roundup on Wednesday. Have a great one. See you. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Sportsman's Voice podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, your support is crucial, and you can help us out right now by leaving a review, filling in those 5 stars where available, sharing this episode with friends and family, and engaging with us socially. CSF can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Together, we can protect the outdoor sports we love and continue to keep you informed wherever you are. That's it for this week. Until next time, we'll see you later.